to the computer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Monday call. Hope you're doing great on this magnificent, magetic Monday. Yes, it is a mouthful, my friends. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but we're here tonight to talk about an opportunity of a lifetime. My friends, I've been around this industry a very long time of health, wealth, and everything in between. I've never seen a product as amazing as what you're going to hear about in the next hour. And we're going to be talking about money on this call. Because it's a Monday, why not? All right, so it's our Money Monday call. Typically, we spend the majority of the time talking about the product because the product is the absolute star of the show. But everybody needs money. I'm sure you will agree if you live in the 21st century in Western world. Even though I was watching a program just now and they had people that lived without electricity and they lived off the grid and stuff like that, so, everyone's got their own thing, right? But we're going to be talking about an opportunity that I got presented to back in February, and actually first learned about it back in January. And after that, my friends, since February onwards, since I had a chance to put my product to work, I don't know if you can see it because my screen is kind of blurry, but you're going to hear about this amazing product which has made a massive difference to my life, transformed so many other people's lives all around the world. And it is an absolute product of a lifetime as opposed to a opportunity of a lifetime. So with that said, let's talk about what is the problem out there. The biggest challenge out there, my friends, is what we are consuming. Okay, there are so many things around us that are contributing maybe not to the best of our health. One of them, my friends, is the kind of fast food diet, I call it, right? You can call it junk food, you can call it whatever you want. Now, having it now and then, may not be a massive deal to your health, to your longevity, but having this as a regular staple, it will have an effect one way or the other. And I'm not here to tell you shouldn't go for that Big Mac and whatever. You do what you want, but got to know that these foods are acidic in nature, all right, and they will have an impact at some sort. So I'd rather be somebody who's preventative with my day-to-day stuff rather than dealing with the facts thereafter. That doesn't stop me from wanting to go and get my fries every week, all right? But it's all about balance, my friends, right? And on the other side, those of you who are going out there and getting your vegetables, you go to the grocery store, you make sure you get the best of the best, you're spending top dollar. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is sprayed to death, right? By the time we get it, there's pesticides, there's all sorts of things going on. It's all about profit as opposed to looking after your well-being. Unfortunately, this is the kind of dynamics we're dealing with. So our modern lifestyle has a result in our health, and unfortunately, for the best part, it's making us sick. All right. If you're not growing your own, you kind of don't know what the heck you're putting in your body. In fact, I'll go on to say that I watched this video a couple of weeks back, and in the States, in Texas, and it's going to be rolled out to the other states and probably maybe make its way over to us over here, is that there's food labeled not fit for human consumption. Food, yeah, you heard me right, not fit for human consumption on shelves that people can buy. So if people aren't paying close attention to what they're picking up, they're going to be doing even more damage. I don't even know how they're getting away with that, but they've got away with it, my friends. So anyway, we're going to be talking about a product that's going to help you even if you end up getting some of this nasty stuff in your system. So we want what you see on the screen here. We would ideally like to have all the colors of the rainbow on our plates on a daily basis, as much as we can, all the good stuff, right? All the stuff that I was told about growing up, eat your greens, have more fruit and veg, and I didn't really listen to much of that. But now I respect it a lot more as somebody a bit older in age. So let's say all this stuff here is fantastic. And again, a lot of the stuff when we go to the grocery stores, unfortunately, may not have all the benefits that you thought that product would have. Because an apple a day back in the 1970s kept the doctor away. We're maybe talking about 10 apples a day to have the same benefit, what we're dealing with. Now, this gentleman, I'm going to introduce you to. This guy is a smart cookie. He became a Nobel Prize winner in 1931. Yes, not one of you on this call was alive back then. But he identified back then, this was his thesis, that the primary cause on prevention of cancer was due to two basic forms. And those forms, my friend, have not changed. All right, we're talking about metabolism of tumors. So Otto Heinrich Warburg demonstrated that all forms of cancer were due to these two conditions: acidosis, which is acidity of the blood, and hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So these two things, my friends, are crucial to your well-being. Cancerous tissues are acidic tissues and healthy ones are alkaline tissues. We're going to be exploring that in great detail today, because the product we're going to be talking about from this company, Timol, actually addresses those two things, I would say effortlessly, because the way it is being designed is not going to, you don't need to change your buying habits. You don't need to do something that you've never done before. Every single one of you is on this call drinks water at some level of degree, whether it's a small amount, whether it's a large amount. We're going to show you by adding this to your water, you'll probably want to drink more of it because it is so refreshing. Anyway, this gentleman here, and this is his words. I'm no medical professional. My background is IT. So talk to me about IT, talk to me about wallets and things of that nature. I'm your guy. But this guy here, and we're going to be talking about different professionals to really back up everything I'm telling you and for you to do your own due diligence. Now, cancer grows in oxygen-deprived acidic tissues. So can you imagine that, my friends? There is, a major issue. If people are not well, they have disease in their body, a lot of the time, if you trace it to the core, is that their cells aren't being hydrated. They're not receiving oxygen. And you may be doing all the best things that you think you're doing for your body, including myself, drinking a bit of water, but not all water is the same. And I really want to drive that message home, because I didn't know this up until 3 months ago. I didn't know that at all. In fact, actually, that was in January. So about 4 months ago or so. Now, disease cannot survive in an alkaline body. That's fact. Cancerous tissues are acidic. All right. So we need for the body to be more alkaline than it is acidic. So if you're eating, and this is why a lot of people, unfortunately, if they get to a point where they do have something as life-threatening as cancer, it doesn't have to be a death sentence, my friends. It's a lot of change for the foods that you might be eating, and some of the drinks you may be drinking. You're not going to be guzzling down Diet Coke or whatever. No way. No, in the form, not even close, right? These sugary drinks feed cancerous cells, feed on all that. They love it. So you wouldn't want to feed that, would you? You want to give your body the best thing that you can give it. So deprive a cell 35%, this blew me away, of its oxygen for 48 hours, and it may become cancerous. I mean, I don't even want to get into the stats of depriving my cells of anything if that could be the outcome, right? Whatsoever. So my friends, we're here to talk about something that is really, I would say, really treatable because of what we have on our hands. And this is a big industry, as we know. Look at cancer research, look at how much money is involved in the cancer industry. Just that in itself, it's huge, right? And some information they may not want you to know about. So we're going to talk about the effects of free radicals, because this again is causing damage at a massive rate to your body. So what is a free radical? It's an isolated oxygen atom, and if you have too much of that, it becomes harmful. Just like if you have too much of that junk food, it becomes harmful to your body, right? So just have a look at this short video here. Proper cell oxygenation. We're going to be talking about oxygen in your cells. Like, I cannot believe lacking your cells of proper oxygen and hydration, the effect long term that it has to your body. And so you can prolong your life, my friends, by giving your cells exactly what they need. Imagine you do not need to die at the date that you could be destined for you because of maybe some choices that you've made. It's something that we can do something about. And I want to put the power in each and one of your hands, whether you decide to take us up with what we're sharing with you today or not. The information alone, I hope you just do further research on your own. And so what happens with cells that free radicals have literally destroyed? It starts to go into the bloodstream, right? And then you have challenges of all sorts out there. So we want to reduce free radicals. We want to reduce the acidity in our bodies. And my friends, I found something that for me, and I can only talk for me, has made a huge difference since February to this day. Okay, So again, there's some links there. You can do your own research if you choose to. Right. So let's have a look at this. Overwhelming amount of studies, right, show that there's a huge link between lifestyle disease and free radical damage. Okay. So if you don't know, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, age-related degeneration, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, I mean, cancer, as I mentioned, metabolic disorders. Guys, this is a laundry list of stuff that I'm sure you do not want to have next to your name. Now, let's have a look at what this doctor said, because it's not my words. I didn't put these slides up. This is a gentleman, Dr. Richard Cutler, the former director of the NIA. That's the National Institution of Aging. This is his word. The amount of antioxidants in your body is directly proportional to how long you will live. Okay, there you have it. So if you didn't believe me before, maybe you believe Dr. Richard Cutler, because he does have a white jacket and he has got a lot of credibility, way more than I have in this space. So we're going to talk about these things because, my friends, you do not want to look older than your time, I'm sure, especially the women on the call, right? You don't, want to look older than your time. This is, again, another trillion-dollar industry, right? The anti-aging beauty industry. I mean, the two industries alone, there's so much money in there. Cancer prevention, cancer treatment, aging, all this stuff, right? And yet, some of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight is something that you can do in your own household with a product that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, I can guarantee you that. So again, you do not want to look older than your time. I'm sure nobody does. And you just want to look as natural as you can be. And so this is what we're going to be talking about in a lot more detail, my friends. So great question. How can we reduce the acidity and free radicals in our body? We're going to play a short video and I'm going to talk about that chemical reaction that happens with magnetized water. Yes, magnetized water is an absolute game changer, especially with what this company Timol have done, because it's not just your regular run-of-the-mill, what's it called? Magnetized water, my friend. So I'm going to play the short video and I'll be back. See you in a...
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are: helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about magnetized water, tell us what you think.
Yes, my friend, sorry about that bit of messing about with the video. Had to pause somebody's microphone, mute somebody's mic. So there you go, my friends. We're going to be talking about the benefits, the immense benefits of getting magnetized water into your body, my friends. So let's have a look at that. The video that showed that we just played there spoke about the whole effect of this chemical reaction, right? So we're going to be talking about that reaction which super magnetizes your water, known as water hydrolysis. So H2O, as we know, is water. That dissociates into OH minus and H plus. Okay, so the two together is what happens basically is you'll get this clustering effect with your general water. So we don't know that. We may not necessarily see that, but we feel the benefits or the lack of. When we have our water, we may not get the benefits of the water that we're drinking. So what we want to do is really get all the nutrients into our bodies, and this product it does it in an amazing way. So we're talking about calcium, and we're going to be talking about magnesium. Okay, so this is again why I say not every product out there is the same. So the minerals found in water react with the hydroxide ions, all right, and that is what allows your body to start becoming more alkaline. So let's look at that. When consuming magnetized water, it reduces the body's acidity. So the first thing that we spoke about is reducing the body's acidity. So just by doing that, my friends, that is going to allow the body to be in a better state of well-being. Second thing we're going to be talking about is the free radicals. How do we deal with that? How do we get rid of that? So here it talks about when you drink the water, the hydrogen ions react with the excess free radicals in your body, forming water, which is a genius way, because just like anything that the body doesn't want, it will get rid of it. All right, we'll sweat it out through your pores. You go to the washroom a bit more regular, and trust me, you're gonna go to the washroom more regular than you had before taking this product. Not just because you're just drinking the water and it's just like going through you. No, it's actually getting rid of stuff, getting rid of that free radicals that we don't want excessive amount floating around in our bodies. Okay, so you see the H2O, it gets neutralized by this process. And this is seamless, guys. This is seamless. With the product that you put in your water, it's seamless. How does that all happen? Well, first and foremost, let's look at where we're at. Our bodies are made up of water. Our brain, our organs, our cells, they all need water. And for the most part, we think we're giving it water. We think we're giving it what it needs. Even people who drink, and I've met who drank a lot of water. Now, I wasn't in that category, my friends, right? I was somebody who barely drank maybe 1.5 liters. In fact, I just tried it the other day. I had my water product, right? My magnetized water in my water bottle, and I went and I bought some water from, the local grocery store, and I just opened the bottle of water and I drank a bit of it. And I'm like, wow, that was me back in January. No wonder why I couldn't drink more than 1.5 liters. And I'm spending good money, and I don't even like the taste, too tough. And so the big transformation for me was this allowed me to drink more water. And as a byproduct of that, I'm hydrating the cells, hydrating my body, and I'm feeling the best I've ever felt in years. And I can tell you that as God is my witness. Now, the quality of water we drink is a major difference to what happens to our bodies. Okay, so not all water is the same, and I've heard this from people who said, what difference could it be? It's only water, And Simone is famous for her daughter talking about the very same thing. Her daughter was just like, "Mom, come on, it's water. How can it make any difference to her needs?" Which was, she had these stomach cramps every time it was her time of the month, and wow, she was blown away by it. So not water is the same. It's the quality of what you consume. And I was definitely not, receiving the adequate amount of water in my body. Could you imagine me doing that to my car and wondering why I'm struggling to get up the hill in my car? I'm like, I'm looking at the car and I haven't got any oil in it, but I'm like, you know what? It'll do it. No, it won't. It won't do it, my friends. You need to give it what it needs. Just like us. We're giving our body what our body needs. Let's look at what this doctor says here. Water determines disease. Water determines health. Appropriate adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as medicine. Absolutely. And if I have it to my hand, I do have it to hand. Is my book. I should get paid every time I talk about this book. I don't know if you guys can see it properly. But Your Body's Many Cries for Water. Doctor, we call him Batman, but it's not actually Batman. I just can't pronounce his name. This gentleman went to he had a captive audience. He went to a prison in Tehran back in the late 70s, and he treated over 3,000 inmates who had all sorts of acute illnesses. And he treated them with what? Pharmaceutical drugs? No, my friends. With water. Absolutely. Water, that's all he had to work with. He treated them with water, and he wrote, and he's, go online and search these doctors. They're talking about water. Daughter. They're talking about water, and without a doubt, it makes a huge difference to our body. They're not talking about you need this, this energy drink, and you need this. No, you need water, foundation. So to really rub that message home, I'm going to play another short video that really goes into more details, because water that does not hydrate. Okay, this is the challenge, right? The water that you're drinking may not hydrate you. Okay, shock, terror, horror, spending all this money, yet it's not doing what it should be doing, which is hydrating you. And I hope you'll get a better understanding why that is happening, and or why it's not happening maybe for you, right? So just like if you knew your body was looking like this inside your cells, the cells were swimming in an environment that's on the right, as opposed to being on the left. On the left it's nice, and you can see there's oxygen going in there, there's bubbles, there's life, it's clear, right? That's what we want. On the right, you're looking more acidic, okay? And your cells can't compete with that, right? You're not feeding the cells, you can't even get into the cells because of maybe some of the other products that you may be consuming. And which is why, when people say, oh, I drink water, I drink enough water, I have what's it called, tea, I have coffee, isn't that what? No, definitely not, right? All those stuff, it's gonna dehydrate you, if anything. So you definitely need even more water to even counteract that. Okay, so definitely not. So one thing I know, when people spend money on something, they pay more attention to it. And of course, we didn't necessarily pay for our bodies, but we will pay for it if we don't look after it. That's one thing I know for sure, after seeing enough people, unfortunately, sick, and we don't want to be in that scenario. Okay, so please mute your lines. Thank you very much, everyone. So let's go into what we should be seeing from our water. It should be moving. All right, it should be full of life. Normally dead, right? When I get my big 15 liters from the supermarket, I normally have to dust it off. I don't know how long it's been sitting in the warehouse for before it gets to the grocery store, and then I have it in my house and I leave it in there for another week or so. Maybe all the elements I didn't want to hit it. And we all know right now we're in a real big awareness about microplastics. Okay, all these plastic bottles and all the things that's getting released from it. Again, we're taking that in, and it's having there's enough research to know that this is having a massive impact to your long-term health, and even as far as dementia and things of that nature. Who would have thought? But it's out there, and it's not me saying it. It's there. The doctors, people who have spent their life researching this stuff, guys. So let's look at one way we can eliminate all of that and have the best lives and our best health. This gentleman here is going to spend a couple of minutes talking about that very thing. So with that, I'll be back.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point, observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water, is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule, formed by two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
This guy always catches me out because I'm expecting him to say a few more words. And it's not. So, as you saw, my friends, we're going to dive into that very point that he mentioned. This whole coming together, which is essential for your cells to be hydrated. Now, as I mentioned at the start, you know, when you drink your water and you have your water, the whole, the two negative, the H plus and the minus plus creates this clusters of water. So, when you have your cells, and you're drinking your water and you're trying to hydrate yourself, and it's like, why do I still feel dehydrated? This is what happens. The clusters cannot get into the cells. Okay, so it just literally just bypasses it. All right, and you know, you have these, at best you've got a partial penetration of these, you know, what you're drinking, partial. So obviously you're going to get only partial hydration of the cell. That's what happens when water does not hydrate. Check it out when you have magnetic water into the picture. You're going to get, now it's going to be easy, right? It goes, it flows. It can make its way into the membrane. Okay, so it's light and absorbing as a result of that. So I've had, you know, so countless people talking about how they love the taste of this water. I'm now one of those people. Like I said, I had a regular water bottle that I bought, and it was, you know, it was decent money that I spent compared to what I had here, what I normally have, and I could tell you, massive difference in quality. And I didn't even want to drink the rest of the water. In fact, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't. I left it, and it's a big difference once you pour it into this magnetic water. What happens? So, guys, we're talking about these three massive benefits of Timol. This company has brought to the market something that is portable, transportable, and you can, you know, you're going to be like me, not wanting to live a day without it. You know, in fact, this doesn't leave my sight. It's ridiculous, right? It doesn't leave my sight now. So the benefits: it's going to alkalize your body, your blood, reduces excess free radicals, improves oxygenation, which is what we started about. You remember at the beginning of the presentation, what did Otto Heinrich talk about? The lack of oxygen in your cells is a massive deal, causing the problems we're seeing out there. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going to go a bit further here and dive in. We're going to look at this company, Timol, and they brought a product to the market called Sylocimol. This product is what has made me feel the best I felt in ages. Okay, funny enough, talking about how I feel, I'll talk about that in a bit later, actually. So you could go online, do your research, technical, you know, all the technical tests and stuff like that have been done. Do your own research, do your own due diligence for yourself, and then you'll know why I'm so fired up about this product. Now, I'm not the only one fired up. There's loads of people on this call who probably are more fired up than me, because I've only been doing this since February, and we've got people on this call who've got way more you know, expertise and have way more success stories to point to. But the World Health Organization, like them or loathe them, they came out and said they recognized, officially declared the recognition of the suitability of the Brazilian company Timol. Now for me, documentation beats conversation, right? We're on a call, we're going to be on here for about an hour or so. And again, I like to show somebody, hey, this is what somebody said 10 years after the company was established. It wasn't like just handed to them. They were around 10 years before they got recognized as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting a system or method of magnetic water treatment or correction as a system or method of health, protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency. That's the bit there that, you know, I would have highlighted the scientific part, because some people are like, yeah, so what? You know, any tests been done? Yeah, tests have been done. But you know what, my friends? I mean, if I had to be the test, if I had to be the test guinea pig, I would tell you absolutely, this is an amazing product. All right, we'll talk about a bit more about that when we go into the testimonials. But my friends, I feel this is a drum roll moment, because Sylocimol, this is the product which should have some fanfares and some lights and some fireworks in the chat, because this is an amazing product. We're talking about, this company is a super water magnetizer and mineralizer. The two together, I call them M&M. Yeah, I call them the dynamic duo for your body, for your water. With you know, I can't praise this product enough, seriously, and I cannot thank the person Glenn who shared this with me enough. And you know, this is a rarity, my friends, for a product to be introduced to me and have such a profound effect. Not just me, so many other people. We know we've got our hands on something amazing. So this company, this product. And there's two variants of this this product. This is the mega one, which will treat up to 20 liters. And check this out, my friends. Talk about value for money. This is the most value for money product on the market. Okay, this one, the magnet alone, will last you 30 years. Okay, let me just slow down my speech. 30 years for the magnet. The green one, the minerals, will last you 3 years. So we're not talking about you having to buy a product a month, a year. No, put in your diary, 3 years from now, I need to even think about replacing the minerals component of this product, which is, again, whoever's invited you on the call, if you want to buy the product, you know, get back to them. We're not going to be talking prices of the product and stuff like that on this call. I tell you, this is one of the most least salesy Zooms with this company. We're not here to try and sell you, flog you over the head, say you must buy this product or you won't live to see another day. No, we're just going to tell you about the benefits, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Okay, so as it says on the screen here, alkalinization of the body and the blood. That's a huge one. Okay, increased bone mineral mass. I personally believe those two are the reason why I've got so much mobility in my hip now. Okay, and we know as we age, osteoporosis, you know, brittle bones, things of that nature. The elderly, you know, we're worried if they trip over something and fall. It's not necessarily the fall. It's the bones are, you know, not as strong as they used to be, and there's things that will help, you know. But this helps. This helps just by drinking water with it. Increased blood oxygenation. We spoke about that. Why would you not want that? Why would you not want to have enough oxygen in your cells? And this product does it. Okay, whether you believe me or not, that's up for debate. Okay, I believe I've got a believable face. But as I said here, increase in minerals in water by the top H one, which is the green one. Okay, we're not getting enough minerals. In fact, if you just go online and check. If you deprive your body of calcium and magnesium, what happens to you? What happens to your body? The products you're taking. If you're not got enough minerals in your body, your magnesium, your calcium, you're not going to get the effect. You're going to have other things to concern yourself about. And I'm telling you, this, my friends, is such a great product. It's ingenious. I wish I thought of it myself. I'll be a zillionaire. So this is easy use. You could take it like I do. I just came back from travel last Wednesday. Went to the airport on the week before. The lady was asking me what's in the bottle, and I should have used that as a an opening line to say, what, you've never heard of magnetized? But I wanted to make sure I got through security. But it's such a great product, right? I can't stop talking to people about it, right? Spoke to my chiropractor about it the other day. Spoke to my dentist receptionist about it the other day. She's now a customer, and I hope my chiropractor will also be a customer. That's another story for another time. But this is so versatile. Use it in a jug at home. You've got the big one, which will treat up to 20 liters. I take the smaller one, which will, it treats up to 3 liters, and I've got a 2 liter water bottle, so I'm good. That one is portable, you can take with you. But obviously the larger one, you can make up water, give some to your friends. I sample the big one and give it to friends who are in close proximity to me. And some of you have heard some of the testimonials I've played on videos, and I've had people on the call with a mind-blowing testimonial after 24 hours of taking it. Now, does that always happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sometimes it takes up to 3 months before people even start to feel the benefits. But we're talking about not just feeling the benefits. We do not know what's going on underneath the tank, underneath the skin surface until it pops up. We don't want that, right? I'm sure none of you want to be in a situation where it's now showing itself. No, you do not want those things to come to surface. Go online, do your own research. There's a lot of videos out there on Sylocimol. It would be more in Portuguese because the company's been in Brazil for at least 18 years before it even came to any English-speaking country. But this is the gentleman I would personally get on a flight, shake his hand, say thank you very much for creating this product and fly back. But I wouldn't do that. I would obviously stay. But, I would really want to thank this guy at some point because he recognized, and was driven. Now, there's one thing to be recognizing. There's challenges and health challenges and people not getting good quality of water because of poverty and things of that nature. But to do something about it is another ball game. And so he saw that back in 2004, he launched Timol with this mission in mind. This gentleman here, Mr. Carlos Henrique Pereira da Silva, founded Timol with this premise to provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. I would love to have him on one of our Zooms one day. And we had his daughter on the Zoom, he's part of the company, and his son-in-law. And, we heard from them and, what they're looking to do, how to want to grow this English-speaking markets as well. And now, we're now in over 22 different markets around the world. Well, 22 years in business, but over 20 different markets. Don't know how many now that people are experiencing this product. You want to go online, do your own research, go to Google Scholar, and you'll find articles published about this. They're headquartered up in Brazil. We have our good friend Simone, who's in Brazil at the moment. And, again, this is a gentleman who we're very thankful for. So we are here to talk about the benefits of magnetized water. Sylocimol is not intended to cure disease. Let me just make that 100% clear on the call. I'm not here a health professional. We're here for maybe entertainment or educational purposes only. Put this to work, put it in your body, and then let the body take care of the rest, right? So magnetized water will be an adjunct in health treatment, and it will improve your quality of life by reducing free radicals and the acidity in the body. Okay, imagine just being able to do that alone is a game changer. So guys, we're going to be talking about the money aspect to our business today. So I'm going to spend a great deal of time on different testimonials. But if anybody has a testimonial today they want to share, please raise your hand and we'll come to you. We did have a powerful testimonial, and I'm going to just bring up the slide because I haven't amended the slide. But we had a lady on the call on Thursday, and she was speaking on behalf of a friend. I'm actually going to post this in the chat. Let me see. Did I post it in the chat? I'm going to post it in the chat. Let me see. Did I post it? Oh, I did not post it. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking. Did I post it? Yes, I did. So if you go in the chat, there's a YouTube link. This was for last Thursday's Zoom. You can listen and hear exactly what that lady, I forget her name, Natalia, invited me onto the call.
Antonetta Gomes.
Oh, Antonetta, yes, yeah. Oh, right,
Yes,
and she's on the call
she's
today.
here.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
So she shared last week, and I don't know if she want to share today. But if anybody wants to share, please raise your hand. And she spoke about that situation to hand. Now, that was powerful in itself. So again, if you wasn't on the call Thursday and you want to revisit it, the links in the chat. Play it after the Zoom. Now, all I can say, guys, for me, somebody who had struggled with pain in my hip. Let me just I'll go back to the slides in a minute, and anybody else who wants to share, feel free to share. But for me, guys, I had a massive pain that had been going on for years, right? I spoke about going to see the chiropractor. I hadn't seen him. I hadn't seen him all year, right? And I used to see him at least twice a week because of this pain. It was a sciatica pain initially, and then that kind of subsided, and then I couldn't get rid of this other hip pain. It was just literally enlodged in my hip, sometimes to the point where I couldn't even get up. I'd be at church sitting down and I can feel the pain come on, and I'll have to sit down, just literally give it about a minute, and then I'll get up again. I don't know, it was so weird, and I couldn't get rid of it, couldn't shake it. Went to the physio, went to the chiropractor, had tests done, the whole nine. And then somebody invites me to check out this company called Timol, and I try this water product, and I've not looked back, right? That was in February. We're now in March. 3 months, let's say, since I've been on this product. And thank God that pain hasn't returned, because it wasn't a nice pain at all. And we've had people with way more powerful, more testimonials and challenges, that you literally mind-blowing. So again, I'm going to just go back to slides, but if anybody wants to say anything, just let me know, and I'll just I will put the spotlight on you. But I do want to spend some time today going through the money side of business. So this right here, we've seen so many benefits for people with their skin products, skin situation, I should say. We spoke earlier about just like younger looking skin, or prolonging your life. What about vitiligo, my friends? I mean, that is amazing in itself. If that can be something that this product can do, again, he speaks about the product. We've had different testimonials, different skin issues, galore. All right, some testimonials I could not believe I was hearing until I understood how this body is getting rid of free radicals. I'm hearing about people talking about people who had Parkinson's and all sorts of stuff, and how this product's helped them. And I'm like, how's that possible? Now that I'm being around the product 3 months, I see what's possible because of what the product's doing to the body. Okay, all sorts of stuff here. This gentleman, again, diabetes. We've got this gentleman here, again, who had a very diabetic problem, was scheduled to have surgery on his foot. And if you want to have a look at what his foot looked like, let me just start pretty drastic, guys. Pretty drastic. Let me just pause the video there. And again, he lots. That's what the Sylocimol product was like back in the day. So imagine that did that for him, and I've got family members who unfortunately, or an auntie I should say, who unfortunately, when I visited her about a year or so ago, in fact more recently I visited her about 3 months ago in London, and to know that she had lost her leg because of her being diabetic and stepping on something. I don't know if this would have made a difference for her not to have had surgery, but man, I would have tried anything, just like any one of you would try anything to help the loved ones that you have in your life to make their life better. And again, you see the healing. You saw that, right? This is a gentleman I do not know. We saw the image at the beginning from Antonia, who, again, who shared somebody that she knows, right? So we've got people all around that can testify to what this product's doing, right? So again, all sorts, animals, crops, farmers who've got more the industrial version, okay, getting more produce. Again, why wouldn't you want to get more produce for the same thing that you're putting down, same thing you're planting, and you're getting more produce, the cows producing more milk, things of that nature. It's definitely doing something. It's not some placebo, but after 22 years in business, I think we could safely say that this product is doing what the company has designed it to do, which is reduce acidity in the body and reduce free radicals. It's not claiming to do anything else. The mere fact is, we are seeing the byproduct of that by all of these amazing testimonials. And did we just hire all these people? Did we just make them up just so that we can sell a product which doesn't even cost you an arm and a leg? I don't think so. I've been on enough scammy Zoom meetings in my lifetime to know that when somebody's trying to hoodwink you to get to spend money or part with money, this is far from it. Okay, far from it. So we're talking about transforming your life with Timol for better health, of course. And, you know, we're going to be talking about money on this call. This is a Monday. We want to talk more about the money aspect, giving you more freedom and an opportunity for growth and having more well-being. So, guys, if you're just here, you just want to find out about the benefits of the health product, then please get back to whoever's invited you on the call. They'll be able to show you how you can get access to the product. But if you want to know about how you can, you know, get some money to go along with your longer living lifestyle, well, stick around, because we're going to touch on 6 different ways in which you can get paid with Timol by sharing what you would share anyway. Okay, we're not doing anything different. In fact, this, like I said, this is the least salesy Zoom you would ever be on, because we're not here to try and convince you to join us. We're just going to share with you the benefits of joining us with you. Good question. How can I get hold of a sample? So whoever's invited you on the call, get back to them and you can work that out. They'll work out something where they can give you, no doubt, a sample of the product, if that is, you know, obviously within proximity. Some people are so far from me, I can't just sample them. You know, it's easier for me to sell them the product and they try the product and things of that nature. So it just depends, but get back to whoever's invited you and they should be able to help you out one way or the other. Okay, so let's have a look into, and again, if you've got any questions, just post them in the side chat there, and we'll see if we can answer the questions as we go through the presentation. So my friends, we're going to be talking about a business opportunity side of things on this part of the call. Again, I'm going to spend like 10 minutes on this side because the start of the show is the product. Okay, the product literally, I would say, sells itself. And I've just kicked off one of my monitors. Just one second. I don't know what I've done, but I've kicked one of my monitors off. Okay, I'm back. Right, that's what happens when you've got big size 9 feet. So we've got a big business proposal, and this company here is here to help with that. So let's talk about, if you've got a great product, no doubt it creates a great business. Now, magnetized water, as I spent the last 40 odd minutes talking about, is essential for our health. Whether you believe it or not, that's another question. Everyone needs it, a product of prime necessity. Now, I don't know about you, my friends. I've been on this entrepreneurial journey for decades, okay? And I've seen so many different products come and go, companies come and go. It's rare that there's a company that's been around for over 20 years and I've not heard about it, right? It's rare. So this is what we have. This is for me the best kept secret. A product that you put in water. Now, with 8 billion people on the planet, I don't know a better product that can go alongside something that helps you with your health, and water is necessity for your well-being. I mean, it's a game changer. It's all a case of how can we get the product to you, and this is what this model that you're going to hear about. This company is not spending their money on advertising billboards in airports and on the high road. No, you are the mouthpiece for the company. If you choose to partner with us, and we'll show you how you can do that. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can build a network of individuals who like what what I'm sharing. Okay, simple as that. They want to get the product to people that they know. And that could just be the start. They've got family members who they want to see drink more water, for example, or they've got health challenges, or they haven't got. We don't want just to find people who've got health challenges and just waiting outside hospital doors saying, oh, you want this product. No, everybody needs this product before they have to go into those, God forbid, go into a hospital. If you want to get sick, unfortunately, hospital is not the best place to stay in, unfortunately. Product sales through just retail is the other aspect. So there's two different ways, two different channels you can leverage your friend, your family, your network, and just through sales direct to people that you know. So we have a way that you can earn an income every month through your network's effort. You know, this is leverage. This is what the rich do, right? They leverage the time and efforts and money of other people to get the objective done. And this is no different. We're going to leverage our time where we can build an income that surpasses 24 hours, because we're not earning money in a linear fashion. We're going to earn money in a different model completely. This is direct sales and leveraging our industry contacts. So traditional business, we go from industry, wholesaler, distribution, supermarket, then it comes to us, right? So everybody needs to eat, everybody needs to earn, lots of middlemen in the middle. With our model, we cut all of that out. We deal with Timol, and then we deal with our customer. So on the left hand side is Timol, and then on the right hand side is our customer. We're in the middle, and so we get the money, right? We do all the legwork. We contact the company, we get the product, and then we make sure the customer gets it. Why is that model so so important? The company didn't want just to have the product sitting on the shelf in Walmart or Sainsbury's or somewhere for people just to either take it or not. We want to follow up. When somebody buys a product off me, I've got a vested interest in them. You know, it goes way beyond the money that I make. I want to know, has that helped them? How are they getting on with it? Are they drinking enough water? X, Y, Z. What are they putting it in? You know, they're not going to get that. Somebody from Walmart ain't going to call them up and say, okay, I saw you bought this product from us. Okay, I'm just checking in with you. You'll be like, what? Scammer. Put the phone down, right? That wouldn't happen. So it's relationship, right? So it goes way beyond the money. This company, it goes way beyond the money. We want to see people healthy, and obviously we want to see people wealthy as well. So this is a really basic example. If you was to do what I'm doing in terms of not necessarily doing a Zoom meeting, but sharing this product with people because you've got conviction and you feel it, or you may not have conviction yourself, but you borrowed it from other people, and you shared a video, a clip, or something talking about this product twice a day, one in the morning and one in the evening. You did this Monday to Friday. That's 40 exposures about this product and the company. And you gave yourself the weekend off, right? So it's like, wow. So that was it. I mean, you know, it's not a lot of hours that you're putting in to do that. Maybe a 3-minute conversation here, a 3-minute conversation there. You may post something on your status and somebody comes back to you or whatever, right? And you do that. Now, this can translate into sales quite easily, because I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to get, you know, better health, energy, live longer, better looking skin, all the benefits that we are listing that you can possibly get just through reducing free radicals and reducing acidity. Nothing to do with Timol here, just from facts. If you can reduce those two items, the earlier question would be, can this product reduce those two items? And again, we've got testimonials galore that will ascertain that it does. So if you sold at least five of this big one, this is price in euros, they're different in dollars, so you know you have to do your conversions or whatever. But if you sold 5 of these, then each product that you sold is going to give you this product, this amount per week. So let's say you're now earning 180 euros because you at least sold 5 of the product. It just allows you to, you know, make more profit. Just like anything, right? You do more business, you get the product at a cheaper price. That's why I want to highlight the mega one, because the mini one, you don't get that discount, but the mega one, you do. And the markup on this product is fantastic anyway. So sell 1 a week, you're making 720 euros a month. Sell 3 of them in a week, you're making over 2,000 in a month. And you sell 5 of them in a week, you're making over 3,600. This, my friends, from 720, again, this could be paying down on your car note. It could be, in fact, put money aside for something that you wanted to buy. 2,000, 3,000, this could be start to pay off stuff. You know, even paying towards a mortgage. Whatever your number is, you can just see just through 5 sales. And this is just one way of making money. This is the first way. Just straightforward. Selling product and keeping the money. Selling product and keeping the money. When I say keeping the money, you know, you're making the profit on the money. Just straightforward sales. Okay. Second way, you refer somebody to join you to do what you're doing. Okay. This is what we call building a network of individuals, like-minded individuals who want to be on this journey with you, helping people to get the best product that they can. For me, the best product that they can get. And if they decide to join the business, minimum you're earning 80 euros if they come in at the silver franchise member level. And that silver franchise actually comes with that mega product that I spoke about. So you get that included in your package. The gold membership has two products. It has the silver, it has the mini and it has the mega. So you've got the two options there. Again, you can use one for your household, sell the other one, sample the product, and you, before you know it, your franchise fee has eliminated. Okay, you're doing it for free now. What I love about this company, guys, and we'll talk about the franchise fee towards the end, it's not a recurring one time out of pocket. These platinum, again, you're making 322 euros every time somebody joins you as a platinum. So somebody can come in as a silver, upgrade their membership to a gold, and then and again, from their profits, they upgrade it into a platinum. Rather than spending that money, I've made a few $100 here and $1,000 here, let me take myself on a nice holiday. No, reinvest it into your company, into yourself, because it's going to allow you to earn more money the higher up the packages. Okay, so we'll talk a bit more about that. Okay, there's a quick start bonus. Again, these figures are in Brazilian reais. We're going to change that into dollars, about 30 odd dollars. If you now, this is called leveraging, you bring in somebody and that person brings in somebody within your first 45 days, it's a quick start bonus. So now you're starting to earn from people you don't even know. Okay, have no idea who they are, but ka-ching, something shows up in your bank account automatically. You don't need to request it. It's there in your back office for you to do what you want with it. All right. And all you did was tell maybe one person, and that person went on to tell somebody else. These are bonuses. Again, what I love about this, my friends, is that from the leader level all the way down to black diamond, you only need to have 3 active people to qualify for all of the bonuses on the table. I've seen this industry so many times. I've seen comp plans till I'm blue in the face, and you do not want to see that, where it's a challenge. The higher up you go, you need to keep referring till you can't refer no more. This 3 active members, I would say have at least 6, like somebody drops off the face of the earth, or or plugs themselves from the grid and you can't no longer get hold of them. You want to have little installation. So again, as time goes on, you will probably end up with more than 3 just by natural default. But I love the fact that you can earn these additional bonuses and points just with 3 active people. Okay, now the binary bonuses. Binary means we're making money on the left and the right with like dual teams. And so you can earn a clip of somebody joining the business, right? And where they upgrade from say platinum to go to platinum, you earn money again. So they can come in at one level, upgrade themselves. You're earning these bonuses as people grow in the business, okay, and reinvest in their business. And so you can earn from people you don't know. As I mentioned, this is a binary. Let's say there's 4 people you introduce, and those 4 people went on to introduce another 4, and then this is perfect maths, and they introduced another 4, and so forth and so forth. At first you're thinking, 36 euros, what's that going to do? Can barely buy me a decent meal. And then you start seeing, wow, 36 euros multiplied by 16 people or 64 people. Now you're talking over $1,000 from people on your 3rd level, let alone when you start to go to level 4, 5, 6, to infinity and beyond, my friends. There's no cap to how much money you can start earning on this bonus. So again, are we counting? You earn your money directly, and you're making money for customers. Nice. You're making this other bonuses from the binary. Unilevel bonuses. These are for people that you personally introduce. You now get that income that I showed you earlier added to the mix. So again, we're going to give you another bonus that you can earn from. Every time, every month, somebody wants to buy the product in your network, that releases a bonus to you. Okay, again, $2, $2.87. What is that, right? Can't even buy a Happy Meal. But as time goes on and you are building that network, just gradually, just naturally, organically, you are now getting thousands. No, listen, let me get ahead of myself. Maybe a few people initially, then hundreds of people. You start doing this for years. And what I love about this company is they've been around 22 years. We've got people who have been in the business 6 years. The lady that we work with, she's been in the business at least 4 years. And, you know, her network's got hundreds of people. The people that introduce her have got a network of thousands of people. And we're part of that. So when it gets to that point, my friends, yes, these start to become significant incomes. So again, that's $2,000. This is recurring. This is what you call passive income, because people are buying the product all over the place, all over the world. They may buy this one product, they might buy another one, and then, you know, it just mushrooms from there. And again, you're earning a clip of that every month. So don't despise, you know, what's okay, you know, the small beginnings, the humble beginnings can grow into dynasties, my friend. Now, franchise payment. You want to join and be part of this? It starts from 840 euros. That's a silver membership. That one comes with a big mega pack. So again, you can retail that. I would obviously want to use that myself and use it for samples. And as a result of sampling people, they will probably want to come and buy it with you. That's a great way of getting started. The gold membership, you've got the jewel product there, the silver. So I keep saying silver. The mini and the mega. You've got the two items together. And so, you know, those are going to help you massively to do really well with the product. You know, going forward, you can have one of retail, one and one that you can share. And then the platinum one is at 2,460 euros. So choose which one works for you. Guys, we have everything here. We've got a career plan. For those of you like traveling, the more points, the more prizes you earn. We have that all in abundance. If you want to know more about that, if you really want a deeper dive in the compensation plan, get back to whoever's invited you on the call. Guys, with that said, I need to wrap up the call. I've got a call coming in as well. And we're at the hour mark. So I thank you tonight for your time and attention. We do this on a Thursday, slightly later, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. in the UK time. And with that said, I salute you all. Thank you very much for spending an hour with us. And I will end the call on that note. And
thank you, Leroy.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. And we'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.